Alright, so this is my review of the Beatles album Rubber Soul. It was released in 1965, produced by George Martin. This album, I'm pretty sure I got this album for Christmas in 2009. Um, which, like I've said, 2009 was kind of when I went through my big Beatles phase, even though I had listened to the Beatles before that. I think my first Beatles album was Sgt. Pepper's, and I bought that in probably 2007. So I had some of their albums for a couple years before that, but 2009 was when I got really into them. Finally, bought all their albums, or in this case, got it asked for somebody as a Christmas gift. I think can't really remember. I don't know. I know I got a lot of these albums, or got a lot of the Beatles albums around December that year for some reason. But anyway. It's always been an album I've liked of theirs, which I think I actually know quite a few people I think that don't like this album, or at least I've had a lot of conversations with people that don't really like it, which is I've always found kind of strange, because it's always really been one of my favorite Beatles albums. I think that, I don't know, it's like kind of when they start to sound like really different, but at the same time it still sounds a little bit like some of their earlier albums, and I do really kind of like their earlier sound, so I think that's why I like this album so much. The first song, Drive My Car, I've always really liked. I just think it's a great song. Can't really think of much to say about it, because it's like whenever I like a song, I don't really know what to say about it. It's when I don't like a song that I can kind of go on about it a little bit, but anyway, Drive My Car, probably one of my favorite songs on the album. Not quite my favorite song on the album, I don't think, but it's up there. The second song, Norwegian Wood, another song that I think is really great. Really love the sitar part in it. I know it's kind of, I think George is kind of new to playing the instrument, so I don't, I've heard people say it's like not technically very good what he's doing or whatever, but I think it really fits the song and just like sounds really cool. And plus, sitar is just really cool. But the song itself is also really good. I really like pretty much everything about it. The third song, You Won't See Me, another song I think is really great. I really like Paul's vocal on it. I just think it's a really catchy song. And I really like the way the band plays on it. I think it just all sounds really good. The fourth song, Nowhere Man, kind of a song that took a while to grow on me, but now I really enjoy it. And I'm not really sure why that is, that it took a while for me to get into it. Kind of just did. But it's a good song. The fifth song, Think for Yourself, is a George song. It's one of the albums or one of the songs on the album that I kind of forget about, but I like it when it's on. I think his other song on the album kind of makes me forget about this, because his next song on the album is probably my favorite song on the album. The sixth song, The Word. This one used to kind of annoy me a little bit, and I think it's because they repeat the words so much in it when they're singing that. I don't know, something about like repetitiveness in songs, when like people repeat the same like couple words or phrases over and over again, has always kind of annoyed me a little bit. But now I actually like the song. It's kind of grown on me, and I think that the band just sounds really good on it. The seventh song, Michelle, is kind of one of the slower, prettier songs in the album. It's good. Paul has a good vocal on it. The eighth song, What Goes On, is the Ringo song, and it's actually one I think he has a writing credit on. I'm not sure what exactly he wrote on it, but it's always a song that I've liked. It's kind of got the more like country style that I've always felt this song kind of would fit really well on Beatles for Sale, but I like it. I like Ringo's vocal. I think it's probably maybe one of the better Ringo songs. I don't know. I still think I'm going to do eventually like a list of the my top 10 Beatles Ringo songs. So the ninth song, Girl, is another kind of good slower song. It's got a good vocal from John. Not really. It's not like really one of my favorite songs on the album. Like I probably wouldn't put it on like a Beatles like playlist if I was making one, but I like it within like the context of the album. The 10th song, I'm Looking Through You, was always kind of one of my favorite songs off the album. I really like Paul's vocal on it. I just really think it's a cool song, really catchy. The 11th song, In My Life, another one that I like a lot. I really like that like piano solo in it, and I really think the drums are cool. Like I'm not sure why, but I've always just loved the drumming in this song, and it's a really good song. Funnily enough, like the first version of this song I heard wasn't the Beatles version. I heard the Keith Moon cover before this because I bought the Keith Moon solo album like a couple months before I got this album. So that surprisingly didn't ruin this song for me. The 12th song, Wait, song that I feel like I've kind of overlooked for the most part when I've listened to this album, but when I was listening to it this time I was like, oh, this is actually a pretty cool song, and I think it's one that I'm going to go back to and listen to some more. The 13th song, If I Needed Someone, George's other song, probably my favorite song on the album. I've always loved like the jangly Rickenbacker guitar sound, which I think he was kind of like paying the Byrds back for like how, like kind of like paying a compliment back to them or something, how they kind of like copied some stuff from the Beatles from, I think it was A Hard Day's Night was the album that influenced them. I don't really remember, but really cool song. Just love that guitar sound. And then the 14th song, Run for Your Life. So I thought this song was kind of a strange way to end the album. Kind of dark lyrics. It's kind of a country-ish sounding song, I feel like, but I don't know. It's not like the worst song on the album. I just think it kind of seems a little bit out of place on the end there, but I guess it kind of fits in with the rest of the album. And I used to like really not like it. When I listen to it today, like I don't really mind it as much. Some people might be like a little put off by the lyrics, but to me they're kind of just like whatever. I kind of get sick of people going on and on about things in lyrics all the time. It's like, geez, people, it's just who cares really? But anyway, as a whole, I think the album, like, I can't really find anything wrong with it. I was kind of debating, and was like, is this like a 5 out of 5 perfect album for me? I honestly think it is, because Run for Your Life, even if it was never really my favorite song, and I used to think it was kind of a strange way to end the album, on listening to the album this most recent time, I actually kind of think it fits a little bit, and that the album all kind of flows really nice. And so yeah, Rubber Soul, I think I'd give 5 out of 5. Probably, I think the first of their like perfect albums, I would say. Definitely a really good album. I think you should definitely check it out, especially if you like the earlier Beatles sound, because this definitely has a little bit of a foot in that, I think, still. But it's just definitely I think a really cool album. Not really sure why I've met so many people that don't like it, but I think it's really good.